John Cena's last Elimination Chamber is taking place in Toronto, Canada. His last chance to get a WWE Championship match at the grandest stage of them all, his last Wrestlemania in Las Vegas. He arrives, as well as the former World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest and a two-time Elimination Chamber winner Drew McIntyre, also the social media megastar Logan Paul. All these four men, they're gonna be locked in their pods until it's their turn to enter the matchup. But the two men that will start things off in the ring are entering the structure. First, it's the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. Seth freaking Rollins is gonna start the fight from the very first second of this brutal battle between these six men. But we all know what this could mean. This means that the other man is gonna start the match against him, who's gonna fight from the first second of the match, is none other than the man he can't stand, the best in the world, CM Punk. And the battle is gonna start. People are on their feet. Who will face Cody Rhodes at Wrestlemania? Seth Rollins starts brutalizing Punk early with rapid punches and facebusters. Punk is sent off the ropes and Seth nails him with a dropkick. Rollins is fired up and is planning to beat the hell out of Punk, but Punk, with untimed counters, is trying to take Seth's momentum. A blue thunderbomb, and the battle continues as the Scottish Warrior, who has enough history with these two men, is watching on. But CM Punk is looking for an early GTS in the match. He's calling for Seth Rollins as he wants to put him to sleep. He carries him up on his shoulders, but no, Seth Rollins manages to counter and land on his feet. Into the corner he goes, and the 16-time world champ is watching on as well, while CM Punk is regaining his momentum. CM Punk's accuracy on his attacks is the reason he's getting the upper hand, as beautiful maneuvers are hit, targeting Seth Rollins' hand. Into the outside they go, and their fight is getting even more dangerous. CM Punk is rapidly slamming Seth Rollins into the Chambers chain, and then he's looking for a submission. The sharpshooter is locked in, and the visionary has nowhere to go. Is he going to tap out this soon? And is Punk going to score the first elimination? We don't think so. Seth Rollins successfully counters, and then boom! A massive forearm right to the back of the neck, and Seth is the one who's taking control. Face first into the chamber bot, and a discus elbow. So Seth sends Punk back in the ring, and a beautiful show off of athleticism, where Seth Rollins nails CM Punk with a springboard swanton as we're getting closer to the entry number 3, who is Damian Priest. He comes out of his pod and enters the matchup. Comes after Seth Rollins, who's standing in the middle of the ring, sends him into the corner, and an inverted splash. Off the rope he goes for a flying elbow. Punk is in the corner as well, and he's getting an inverted splash as well. But Damian is not done yet. He's picking up CM Punk so he could hoist him up and break his neck onto his knee with an A-Raid crash neck breaker. Rollins is back. He's getting back at Damian Priest, coming after him, but no, Damian blocks his attack, and the former World Heavyweight Champion nails him with a broken arrow. Priest is calling for Rollins, perhaps for a South of Heaven chokeslam, to crush Seth Rollins' dream at Wrestlemania. He nails the finishing maneuver, but here comes CM Punk, who barely hits him with a pedigree, and he goes down as well. People are on their feet. Massive matchup is taking place as all other competitors are looking on. Logan Paul, John Cena, as well as Drew McIntyre. This could have been a great chance for one of them to enter the match as all three men are down, but no one is entering yet. CM Punk gets back to his feet, and he realizes that both Damian and Seth are down in the mat, so he climbs the ropes for a dive, where Damian catches him, and incomparably, he sets him in position for a razor's edge. But the best in the world somehow manages to counter and nails him with a neck breaker. He picks him up. Punk is gaining his momentum, looking for a GTS, but Damian comes down and sets him in position, lifts him up for an elevated flatliner which busts him open. But he's still alive. CM Punk is still in this matchup. Rollins returns, and he lands on Priest with a massive leg drop, followed by rapid kicks to the face, and he goes after Punk in the corner as well. Massive forearm. He climbs the ropes and is now on the second turnbuckle. And in a beautiful scene, Rollins nails Priest with a blockbuster. He's maybe looking for a stomp, runs at him, but Damien counters and catches him with a power slam. He's maybe looking for another elevated flatliner, but Rollins successfully counters and lifts him up for a massive buckle bomb. The next injury is about to enter, but Rollins does not want to lose his momentum. He climbs the ropes, and Logan Paul enters the matchup as well. Seth is up there high, and Paul takes advantage and throws Seth down. Rollins is knocked off the top rope by the social media megastar, the former United States champion Logan Paul, who's now being hoisted up by CM Punk for a go to sleep, but no, he somehow lands on his feet, and he is now lifting Punk up for a GTS of his own. No, Paul cannot eliminate CM Punk with his own finishing maneuver. But he's not done yet either. He climbs the ropes on the top rope, perhaps for a frog splash. He dives, but Damian Priest is back and catches him. So he slams him into the turnbuckles and throws him away. Damian Priest is now fired up. Logan Paul is getting back to his feet, and boom! A big super kick right to the face, but Seth Rollins is now taking advantage. Rolls Damian Priest up from behind, but no, the former World Heavyweight Champ kicks out. Crawls to the corner, but Seth Rollins wants to take advantage. A punch to the face, but no. Damian is ready for him, and he lifts him up in position for a tombstone slam. Seth is still alive. He's not going to be eliminated as easy as that. But Logan Paul is taking advantage from behind. A skull-crushing finale, going after Seth Rollins as well with a splash. CM Punk is sent out by Logan Paul to the outside, and he's doing crazy things once again. A fabulous springboard frog splash, and he hooks the leg. No, CM Punk is still alive. But further we go, closer we get to the next entry. Meanwhile, Logan Paul is scratching CM Punk's wound, taking advantage of his bleeding face to take the upper hand, and the entry number 5 is the 16-time world champion. The crowd exploded after he came out of his pod, and he now confronts Logan Paul, who's trying to escape, who's trying to run away, but Cena's chasing him. Also on the other side, Damian Priest is waiting for him, is not letting him go anywhere. Cena arrives, and Logan Paul has nowhere to go. He decides to run away and enter the ring, but Seth Rollins is waiting for him there. He's surrounded by these 3 men who can never, ever stand him. He doesn't have anywhere to go. Rollins in the ring, Cena in the left, and Priest in the right. Logan Paul is trying to find a way to escape, so Cena finally decides to strike, but Logan with an on-time dodge sends the punch into Damian Priest, and boom! One lucky punch to John Cena. Priest is out as well, and Punk is now arriving. Logan Paul decides to climb the structure. He's using the chains to go up there high. But Seth Rollins, after he sees CM Punk arriving, he decides to attack CM Punk, because both of them are now climbing to the top, and it seems Seth Rollins hates CM Punk more than Logan Paul. A nasty landing for the best in the world, and Logan Paul, who has the chance to escape as he finds a place for himself on top of a pod. But Punk is sent back in the ring, and Rollins follows it up with a springboard knee strike, sends him into the corner as he finally does what he wants, and that is to land a nasty stomp so he could get the chance to continue this beatdown on CM Punk. Seth Rollins has lost his mind. We all know how this hatred got to his mind, but this is completely different. CM Punk is drying the ring with his red blood, but somehow, someway he manages to counter and put Seth down. And as soon as he gets the chance, he escapes because he sees something Seth doesn't, and that is Logan Paul, who's flying in the air and is landing a massive crossbody onto Seth Rollins. The countdown is on for the next entry, and Punk is taking advantage so he could nail Logan Paul with the go to sleep. But this is when he should say hi to Drew McIntyre's Claymore, because the Scottish Warrior has entered the matchup, and the 6th man is deciding to take control of everything. He's taunting to the crowd as he's satisfied about everything. Other 5 men are down, and he just Claymored CM Punk. He wants to eliminate Logan Paul with a future shock DDT outside of the ring, but Logan successfully manages to counter and sends him face first into the chains. But here comes John Cena looking for an attitude adjustment, but no, Logan Paul comes down and hits John Cena with the brass knuckles. Is he going to screw things up for one more man for the third year back to back? We don't think so, because he's going out with a Claymore by the returning Drew McIntyre. But Drew is taking advantage as he's covering John Cena, who was just hit with the brass knuckles. CM Punk saves the 16-time world champion. He confronts his longtime rival once again in this Elimination Chamber structure. Also, he has some words regarding his decision about eliminating John Cena. Hey, what the hell was that? Didn't you see he was hit with the brass knuckles? Can't you fight fair for only once in your life? Oh, sorry, I forgot that you are a coward. Punk, as always, you talk too much. Always you want to stick your nose into my business where it doesn't belong. Stay out of it, man. Don't just see your face. You're dying. But bad news, I'm gonna finish you and kill you once and for all. Drew decides to do that, but Punk is ready for him. He's going face first to the chains and to the pod by CM Punk's counter. And when he returns, he confronts the 16-time world champion, John Cena. We know that they're not enemies, but if they want WrestleMania, they have to fight one another. And John Cena strikes first as he sends Punk back in the ring, and he enters fired up. He goes to the ropes and he does his famous comeback, shoulder blocks after shoulder blocks, and he's setting CM Punk in position with the Thunder Bomb for a 5-knuckle shuffle. Punk can't see Cena land with the 5-knuckle shuffle, which increases the blood coming out of his head. Punk is crawling into the corner, but Cena wants to take advantage with an attitude adjustment. But Damian Priest is here, he's back, and from behind, he wants a South of Heaven chokeslam, but Cena counters, and another punch. This time, Cena did that intentionally. And now, he's locking him in the STF. He's locking Damian Priest in the STF. One of the best submissions to ever exist is now putting Damian Priest in a situation, in a position who has nowhere to go. But keep an eye on Seth Rollins, who's looking for a stomp, but Cena sees him and moves, so the stomp is for Damian Priest. Priest is busted open, and John Cena takes advantage, sends Seth Rollins out of the ring, and goes after Damian Priest once again. He was just hit with the stomps, and now he's hit with an attitude adjustment. The second elimination of the matchup, scored by John Cena. Now it has come down to 4. It is the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre, it is Seth Rollins, it is John Cena, and it is CM Punk. They eliminated Logan Paul and Damian Priest, but who will last longer than these other 3 men? Obviously, Seth hates CM Punk the most, so he goes after him. That leaves Drew McIntyre with no choice but to go after John Cena, as he's punching him, stomping him rapidly, brutally in the corner, while Seth Rollins is doing the same thing to CM Punk, who's painting the ring mat red. Also, Drew McIntyre is delivering massive punches to Cena and is gaining momentum against the 16-time world champion. Perhaps this will crush the dream of the 17th. But on the other side, a throwback to the good old days, a revolution knee by Seth Rollins to the bleeding face of CM Punk. But Drew returns to Seth Rollins and rolls him up from behind. No, Seth Rollins is still in this matchup, and he nails Drew McIntyre with a massive enziguri. Into the corner he goes with a forearm, and Seth Rollins is now looking to eliminate Drew McIntyre. Drew is in position, and Seth flies through the air for a massive frog splash from the top rope. But Punk is back, looking for a GTS, but no. Seth Rollins lands on his feet once again, and somehow, someway, with his exhaustion, nails CM Punk with a pedigree. He gets back to his feet, but also, after many finishers Damian Priest was hit with, he's finally able to leave the chamber structure. So the door is open, Punk is down, Punk is bleeding, and Seth Rollins is calling for him for the stomp. This is when someone familiar walks in. Spear! The OTC is back. Roman Reigns just speared Seth Rollins, not letting him to stomp CM Punk. He's coming back for revenge. Seth took him out of action after those brutal stomps at the Royal Rumble. Well, Seth Rollins used the steel steps to decimate Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is now using the pod to spear Seth Rollins through it. Revenge taken by the Tribal Chief. People can't believe what just they saw. Roman Reigns just speared Seth Rollins through the pod, and he returns to the ring, and CM Punk confronts him, and he wants answers. Hey Roman, what the hell are you doing? No, what the actual hell are you doing here? Are you part of this match? No. Did I want your help? No. Do I need you to beat Seth Rollins? Hell no. So now, get the hell out of this ring, and don't stick your nose into my business. Roman Reigns is answering CM Punk just like that. Roman hasn't forgotten that he eliminated him at the Royal Rumble, and he spears him badly. Then he's dragging John Cena, putting him on CM Punk. And Punk is eliminated by, it's better to say, Roman Reigns. Roman did everything he wanted to do to screw things up for Punk and Rollins, and people acknowledge him before he leaves. Seth somehow stands on his feet, but is immediately met with a Claymore by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre successfully eliminates Seth Rollins as well, and he returns to the ring, and John Cena is back on his feet as well. And we're down to 2. Will it be Drew McIntyre or will it be John Cena? Cena goes for his famous comeback, but boom! A massive claymore to the face ruins it! No! Cena has got some gas left in the tank. But Drew McIntyre doesn't want to waste any more time, as he's picking John Cena up for an A-rate crash. A nasty landing right on his neck. And Drew is calling for him for the Claymore. Cena counters for the AA, but no, Drew successfully, with rapid elbows to the face, comes down, and now he wants the Future Shock DDT, with Cena with a counter of his own. He's down, Cena is standing, he picks him up, but Drew still wants the clothesline. But Cena successfully dodges, and a "you can't see me" followed by an attitude adjustment, which takes down Cena as well. But he crawls for the cover. No! Drew McIntyre somehow stays alive. Cena looks for the STF, but Drew counters and gets back to his feet. And this is when he successfully nails him with a Future Shock DDT. Finally, he goes for the Claymore. Cena rolls him up. Drew is stacked up. No, Drew with the counter, and now Cena has rolled up. Cena with the counter again. Drew McIntyre is rolled up. And Cena does it. Cena's going to Wrestlemania. He just pinned Drew McIntyre by stacking him up, by pinning his shoulders to the mat. Drew McIntyre believes he kicked out, and that's why he's arguing with the referee. But it's too late, because John Cena is going to WrestleMania and is maybe going to win the 17th against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.